As Epic Universe gears up to open, the Helios Grand Hotel has been a source of a lot of speculation from theme park guests. Now, it sounds like there might be another Helios Grand or something a lot like it going in at Universal Studios Hollywood. And here with us to talk about it is someone who knows way more than we do. Let's talk about that on That Park Place. Hello, I am Jonas J. Campbell, an investigative reporter for That Park Place, and here with me today is not just my Wookiee co-pilot, Mr. VashSky, but I don't want to call you the Princess Leia here, but you are the smart one who knows everything about Universal there. Theme Park Wizard.
Welcome. Thank you for having me on.
So glad to have you here. Wizard, you've been very helpful and very open in telling us everything that's going on, everything that's available, and all of the speculation that has come out about what sounds like a grand hotel going in at Universal Studios Hollywood. We had you on in the past to talk about this, but it sounds like you've got an update, and I have so many more questions than I had the first time. So please introduce this however you want. You might want to tell people square one what's going on, but please tell us what's up.
All right. So way back in 2023, I remember it was actually on my stepmom's birthday, May 2nd. Permits were filed for an 11-story hotel. The description literally said 11-story hotel at Universal Studios Hollywood. Now there's in the NBC Evolution Plan, which is like Universal's version of Disneyland Forward, except it was passed in 2013. So it's already like well underway. That was Wizarding World of Harry Potter was like the really first product of that one. But 2 hotel sites were permitted in this plan here. One at the kind of the back of City Walk, and that's kind of like a more family style value hotel. And then this one, a luxurious one right in the front of the park. So then decade down the line, last year permits were filed for that hotel. Then it kind of got delayed a little bit. But now, come this year, we got some updated permits that were happening. And then we got our first like real action. We have markings that could be for the hotel right by NBC Sports Grill and Brew. It's just right there. I spotted these last week. Again, it could be just for utilities, or it could be for the hotel. I have heard from a source that work will start around this area starting November 18th, which is a week from today. Team members got an email that there'll be some paid areas for like front gate parking, the more expensive parking, but there'll be restricted parking in this area as the email just states work for future development starts. So that's exciting. The hotel itself won't go here though. This will just be maybe another security area. And the hotel will be going into the kind of that right there. They call it the Globe Gardens, which is where the Saddle Ranch area used to be, and this very front lot, which is where ADA parking is. And that whole security area will be moved over to City Walk, where you'll have multiple security entrances from the current parking garages there. So everyone will be forced to go through City Walk. It'll be in the bubble. And this hotel is supposed to be like, Grand Helios, West Coast looking like luxurious level rooftop bar, views into watching Hollywood Drift roller coaster, and
literally looking out into the park. So
yeah, and the good thing is, see, in Florida, I've only been to Orlando one time, but from what the Helios looks like, there's the view inside the park. Then I don't know the backside view, what that looks like, but I'm sure it's nice too. But the good thing about this hotel is if you get a view that's not into the park and you're looking on the other side, then you're looking at the sweeping view of the Hollywood Hills, and you can see the Hollywood skyline because you'll be looking outward over the mountain because Universal is on a hill. So you'll get sweeping views of the valley and then downtown, even in the Hollywood side, not Hollywood side, but Hollywood Bowl area through that canyon. So really, there won't be a single bad view from the hotel, which is pretty awesome.
So my question here, and this is first of all, the idea that the bad view, the non-theme park view, might actually be better than the theme park view. That's and I don't know what the pricing will be on this, but currently the pricing on the Helios Grand Hotel is more than competitive, I would say. I've been really shocked at how low the prices have been on Epic Universe, almost like they're trying to stack the deck to just sell out for months and months and months. When I'm looking at this, and I think about, and I'm an East Coast guy, so I'm the opposite of you, Wizard. I have only gone to the East Coast theme parks when it comes to this. When you go to the parking structure at Universal Studios Orlando, you go through security before you even get into City Walk. Is that the case here on Universal Studios Hollywood?
Right now, it's not. You have to go through City Walk's not in the bubble, so anyone just can walk in there. And then you have to go through security before you get onto the red carpet. But with this new setup, it'll be like Orlando, where you'll have to go through security from the parking garage, then you get into City Walk.
Yeah, so it's going to be a big shift for this resort operationally. It's similar to Disneyland, how Disneyland Resort, its security bubble has grown over the years. So too will this security bubble grow. And like Wizard said, operation will be very similar to how Universal Studios Orlando currently handles security.
So,
and I should mention, sorry, that this hotel will have 500 rooms. At least the permits specify. The NBC Evolution Plan calls for 2 hotels with 500 rooms each.
And just to make sure that everybody's understanding, permits, and they're doing markings here. So this the thing I'm worried about at this point is the Universal Studios globe sign, which appeared in so many television shows back in the 90s, and kind of a legendary icon of the 90s there. So this hotel is happening. There's a slight amount of speculation here, but this seems like, I mean, there might be some grains of salt on the details. But
about the globe, I've heard it'll remain. It actually is currently, so it's broken, right? It doesn't spin. It's been broken. And the reason they haven't fixed it, at least that I've heard, is because they've been planning to move it, not anywhere drastic. They're just going to move it a little bit, a few feet upwards towards the entrance to make room for the hotel. So it'll get a nice new shiny spot, and will be refurbed and working again when the hotel is built, which will be nice.
That's going to be interesting, because I know that red carpet there, it's fascinating to actually keep it that amazing red there. They unroll it and re-roll it every single night, which is really interesting. So maybe that gets shortened up just a little bit in order to make a little bit more room for that globe. But yeah, don't worry, Jonas. They're keeping the globe. I know that for a fact. It's just too iconic, especially as an entrance point for this specific park. Now, what's also interesting here is that according to the NBC Universal Evolution Plan here, you can kind of see where some links to some specific documents might reside. This is not the only hotel that will be going into Universal Studios Hollywood. In fact, there will be another one. Now, while the Helios West, we can call it, I think for right now, will be your more deluxe property. That's going to be the one that probably going to be the most expensive. Also, probably going to be the one that has the highest demand. There will be a second hotel that will be a little bit more value oriented around this section here. Wizard, is that right?
Yeah, it's supposed. The rumors have it going into that service lot there, which is currently usually where 2 Halloween Hornets houses reside. And then there's a big space over by the iFly area, and that's where the entrance in the movie theater, the entrance to that hotel would be, it seems like. And I'm still hearing a fascinating rumor, just a rumor so far, about that also will be the temporary entrance to the theme park when the first hotel is being under construction, since that whole area will be ripped up. The globe moving, security. Again, just a rumor here, but looks like it'll be going right through Toothlums where that dome is, and kind of iFly, and that area actually goes right to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. So that might be the theme park entrance temporarily while that first hotel is under construction, and then used permanently when that second hotel is built for an actual gateway there.
Wow, operationally, that's going to be really interesting to see.
Actually, I'm curious if it is true. I'm curious to see how that works. Is it like all the way in the back?
For all of the lack of size that Disneyland has, and operationally they have to change procedures and so forth in order to make up for their lack of space. Those problems are only compounded further at Universal Studios Hollywood, because you have, one of the world's only 2-story theme parks. You have it on the side of a hill. It's very small. You have an operating studio right next door. So there's a lot of operational considerations that you have to make when talking about this theme park that maybe don't exist out in Florida. I think the last thing, Wizard, that I want to ask you about is there's been a lot of talk around this section of the park right here, right next to Mummy, in between Mummy and the Jurassic World attraction. I think you have some tweets according to this. What have you been hearing about this specific section? We have some markings here. I know Five Fires and so forth, they made a lot to do about this. What do you think?
So this one's interesting. So those big steel beams right there you see those are temporary supports because like a lot of things at Universal in California, we're quite we have a lot of floods here and then we have a lot of earthquakes. So the hills, they keep on moving. So this hillside's moving, which is why those steel beams sort of fortify it. So this project, and people see a lot of people on Twitter getting confused. They say, oh, this is the new ride. Now, this is not the new ride. There's it's like a game of telephone, but this is like the prep for a massive expansion. So this project is not the new ride, but this project here, all these markings, they're gonna fortify that big hillside there with all those trees. And they're gonna I've heard they're gonna dig into it about 80 to 90 feet, adds about an acre or two, and they're gonna fortify it, but also expands the lower lot again by an acre or two. The permit specifically for this project says grading and removal of trees on the hillside near the Mummy attraction, very specific. So it's literally this hillside here. And we have an actual project timeline because the team members got an email. It started November 4th, so it already started this last week, started under construction, and it's going to end in March 2025, which is interesting timing because, the next rumor there is a studio tour relocation for this spot or somewhere around this area, which is interesting because don't forget, FanFest night starts in April. So if they want to have a tram connection to the Courtyard Square, this would be a good spot to do it since this project is going to wrap up in March 2025, according to those emails. So,
and I just have to say the FanFest stuff, we've covered it a little bit on this channel, but FanFest looks like it's going to be the next big thing. If they can do a Halloween Horror Nights type event that's actually focused on, Paramount is getting in the mix there. It seems like everybody but Disney is open to Universal.
Yeah, true.
A great way to play it, not gonna lie. Star Trek Next Generation, Harry Potter, One Piece, that looks like it's gonna be awesome. So we'll talk about that on another video here. Is there anything else we need to throw in before we wrap this up?
Yes, I just want a quick thing because a lot of viewers are Disney viewers here, and so I want to. This kind of ties into Disneyland Forward in the way that all this stuff happening now is from the NBC, like I said, the NBC Universal Evolution Plan that was passed in 2013. So that was 11 years ago. So again, anyone expecting like quick stuff from Disneyland Forward, well, if these things are happening now at Universal 11 years later and Disneyland Forward just passed this year, again, expect it to be a few years before like any major projects happen. I know I see that a lot. Like, where's the Disneyland Forward stuff? I thought it was a pass. Yeah, it was passed, but that's just a plan, a zoning plan. The actual projects will take several years to develop, just like they have here at Universal. Universal's got a 10-year head start.
Yeah, totally correct. And that's the thing that we always point out here with Disneyland Forward. They advertised it as if it was an expansion to Disneyland. And now that it's been passed, they're a lot more open with the fact that that's just talking about infrastructure around the park and is in fact the next step in Disney's California adventure. So it was a bait and switch. It was a marketing move to try to get it passed to say it was the next step in Disneyland. So Universal doesn't seem to have to do that for some reason. They like to tell people what they're doing, and I think they save money by telling people what they're doing and then doing that. All right, guys. If you aren't following Theme Park Wizard, he's an excellent resource on everything Universal. I especially recommend his Twitter account over there. I don't know, Vash, are you going to be covering more of this on That Pod Place as well?
We might actually go into a little bit depth and really try to explore what the future of Universal Studios Hollywood actually holds, because a lot of people they talk about Florida, but don't leave Hollywood out of the mix. With this Universal Studios specific plan and everything, I think the future is very bright. But we'll talk about that more on That Pod Place.
Awesome. All right. And with that, I'm sure you guys have a lot of comments here. If you are deep in the paint when it comes to theme parks, this is the place to be, because we're talking about not what's coming this year, not what's coming next year, but in the years after. So stay tuned to That Park Place for all the news that should be fun.
Thanks for watching That Park Place News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.